Carry on from the short about removing the back plate off the Kenwood TH-G71. I'll show you in this video how it's done. I don't recommend doing this if you don't feel confident in doing so. Don't do it just to have a look. Only do it if you've got one and you've been charged a ridiculous price and you want to see if you can get it up and running again. It's not for the faint-hearted, to be honest. A lot can go wrong while doing this. You need to be really careful and confident in doing so. So just my little disclaimer, please don't go opening radios for no apparent reason, or if you haven't got a little bit of experience in doing it before. First of all, you want to take out this top screw and these two bottom screws. You'll also take off the knobs, channel 1 and the volume, and underneath there is the nut. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back in a second. So I've undone the 3 screws at the back. I'll just show you the top nut that's on this. You've got 2 little grooves and you can use some needle nose tweezers to remove that. So I'm just going to pop that in there. Then you're going to gently lift this bottom section. Not by a lot, you're just going to give it a little bit just to lift it up so you can get in there with a flat-headed screwdriver. Bring it back into view. So you've got it just a little bit there. Again, just gently go in, just lift it up so you can get a bit more of a leverage on it. You've got to be really careful because this SMA will need to feed downwards, but you've also got a ribbon cable behind there. So once you're able to get a bit of a grip, there you go. Oh, got to be so careful with this. Pull it down, and there's the ribbon cable. You've also got to be careful of the control knob, as that's only been held in by that nut. So if I get some of this out of the way. Next, flip it over. I found undoing this latch here was a lot easier. So you're just going to have to bring it forward just a tad. And you should be able to get behind it. Being very careful you don't damage ribbon cable. And then it will lift up. It's just a point of just getting this forward just a fraction. So that this, there you go. So the brown part of the latch is pulled away, and then you can just gently remove that. So that's the back plate off. So inside the back of the radio, we've got a screw there, a screw there. We've got this metal clip. We've got this side clip holding them in. So I'm going to undo these bits first. So again, you're just going to get underneath it. You've got to be ever so careful not damaging any of the plastic because it will be brittle. Got caught underneath there. Let's gently pull that out. Then you want to do this side here. So just gently lift it up. Once you've got that, you can just run down it there. And then that will come away. Then taking the screwdriver, you're going to undo those 2 screws there. It's quite a handy bit of kit there. So this will gently pull through. Just be careful again, the ribbon cable. And then when you get to this side, where the dust cap for the speaker mic is, you've got this bit here which is holding that in. So you've got to get the board up and around it basically. So just give it a wee pull gently. That'll lift that up. You can just then bring it forward a bit more. This will then get the board out. There you go, we're out of the... So, if you have a screen to replace, you will need to undo those, use some some pliers, sorry, just use some pliers on them. 3 bits there. This board will unplug. I've given these ones a clean already. I've also cleaned all the pads there, which is what got the buttons working again. And then it's basically the process of basically putting it back together again in reverse. So the tricky bit again, you'll start by putting the board back in at an angle up against the PTT. It's going to be tricky because obviously you've got that bit down there stopping it. So I'm just going to get that in because I just need to see what I'm doing, and I don't want to do it on camera with the camera in my view. So bear with me a second. So I've got that back in there. I've just got to adjust this, and when you've got it in that angle, you just need to pull, use your tweezers, and then you're literally pulling that out the way as the board slips down. So let's adjust this bit here. So that's that back now. I'll then get my, you can push that back in place. Just that little screw there. And then that little one. Try not to over tighten these, as it will damage the plastic case. Just want to do it up so it's secure. Right, they're in. Next are the metal pieces, the brackets. We'll literally just line them up. They will slot down, making sure you can see the screw holes and it's holding the bottom of the board in. Take the top one. Placed it in that side first, holding it up against the board, and then that bottom one slides into place there. Right, as you can hear, I've got the click of that. Next comes the tricky bit. So want to get that brown catch back up again, which is best to have it down and then lift it up. We want to get the board. This will slide in into place. Once you feel it's stopped, you can then just push the catch down. Yeah, that's got it. Then the final bit of putting this back together again is to drop it down a bit, and then you're pushing it in. So let me do that, and then I'll be back in a second. So while I've got that in there, you've got it at a bit of an angle, the SMA is through. You'll basically just give it a gentle close, and you'll hear the back plate click in. Then we want to take the screws, again not too tight, just enough to grab it. Let's get hold of this better. There we go, that's gone in. Next one. Right, and then we're going to take the nut that holds in the channel and volume control. I'm just going to just start it off. Once it's on there, you'll feel it start to tighten up. Right, volume back on, channel selector back on. Let's take a battery. Moment of truth. Push the monitor button, you get your audio, volume's working, and power, function. Let's try some of the buttons on here. As you can see, all the buttons seem to be working. Remember, the battery doesn't hold a charge anymore. So let's just quickly try push that, and then if we push the TX light's coming on, but as the battery's absolutely snookered, it's not going to fully work. But there you go. So that's a strip down of a Kenwood TH-G71. Buttons all working fine. Hopefully this is useful to you. If you've got one of these and have been sitting there for a while wanting a repair, you want to strip it down. Still a good radio. Like I say, you can still find these occasionally out there on the auction sites. Some second-hand shops. I think I did see one recently on a second-hand dealer's site. But only do this if you really feel confident in stripping down a radio. Thanks for watching, 7-3.